Being on a virtual team and working remotely can present unique challenges that aren't faced by team members who are co-located. Whether in another office location or at home, there are no managers or other teammates sitting nearby to consult with or provide immediate responses or support. Likewise, there's no one looking over your shoulder, keeping you focused and on task. One of the challenges, then, when working from home is managing the separation of work and home life. Working from home has advantages. You generally have some freedom over your work times, making it easier to meet other demands on your time. You also don't have to waste time and money commuting. However, if there is no enforced 9-to-5 schedule, it can be hard to maintain a proper balance. Often, at-home workers end up either working too few hours or, conversely, putting in an unhealthy amount of overtime. It's essential to put boundaries in place. The trick is to stay productive and minimize distractions, as well as limiting the potential for overwork and burnout. For many, creating a designated work area is key to separating work and home life. Your workspace should have a clear physical boundary, and your work should stay within that space. It should be a work area that's not susceptible to disruptions. If you don't have access to a suitable area at home, choose an appropriate external site, but one where you can avoid distractions. Working in coffee shops, for example, may seem attractive, but a local library is probably a better choice. In either case, consider that working remotely nearly always requires an internet connection. Working virtually in a public place often mandates the requirement for VPN or similar secure connectivity. Whether working from home or a distant office, all virtual team members face the challenge of dealing with lack of everyday face-to-face communication and the team spirit that attends it. Working remotely, even in an otherwise busy office, can be isolating. Virtual teams miss out on the informal everyday interactions that co-located teams often take for granted. Things like chatting in the break room and discussing problems on a coffee run. They miss out on nonverbal cues that indicate how their ideas and suggestions are being received. They can go days without contact, leading to feelings of isolation, and virtual employees who feel isolated are less likely to contribute to the team, eroding both team spirit and team trust. And this can be even more difficult by the challenges posed by cultural differences. Miscommunication can be rife in virtual teams, but even more so when the team spans different cultures. A message that seems succinct to a team member in one country may come across as rude to a colleague from a different culture. Virtual leaders should recognize and capitalize on team diversity, perhaps building a team profile sharing each team member's experience, expertise, and personal information. To minimize potential conflicts, virtual teams should agree on ground rules for interactions that align everyone's expectations, like a maximum response time to emails, agreed technology for sharing and updating files, or guidelines on appropriate language in emails. But ultimately, regular daily communication helps counter these challenges. Cultivating a strong one-to-one relationship with your team leader, and if possible other teammates, helps mitigate them. It's good for morale and team unity if all team members regularly communicate about their progress and, where possible, work together in partnerships. Even so, there is an isolation factor with working remotely that must be taken into account. It's important to make the effort to stay connected and informed, to make your presence known. Research by the Harvard Business Review shows that a lack of closeness inhibits the formation of trust, connection, and mutual purpose, three necessary ingredients of a healthy team. It's important to be willing to take it on yourself to ensure that being out of sight doesn't lead to being left out.